then go back outside.
Okay, well, we'll start again then.
Unless I have antidotes. Actually, I should buy antidotes that way. I don't have to...
Well, then you'd have to get rid of stuff. Oh, you have an antidote. You have 5 antidotes.
And we're back, folks. Turns out I have an antidote, and I didn't
All right.
need to...
So, we need to talk about this campaign. We've mentioned it a couple times. To make a long story short, we were high level when we started. I used to have a bug man with a bunch of guns who deck of many things himself out of the campaign. We were going to stage a daring rescue by hiring a whole bunch of high level adventurers with promises of raiding a dungeon, which was technically true. And they were just going to be cannon fodder as we got the bug and left. But the campaign died. Anyway, second character was the orc, who was high strength and wielded a cannon. Who, when I say was high strength, I mean he successfully...
I have to leave to sell things. Keep talking.
Okay. He successfully was outstrength the god Hercules in a match of... That's further into the dungeon. He successfully outstrength Hercules.
Oh, it was great. He was going off of the Empyrean template, which is literally a child of a god.
Which is correct.
I know. And they have like 30 strength or something to that effect, and a whole bunch of abilities that just like make them hit super fucking hard.
As a demigod would.
And Jay proceeded to just kick its ass.
Yeah. I was just like, yeah. Oh, you missed the health. Oh, right, yeah, store, duh. It's right there. Yeah, so Hercules was all up on his palanquin like, oh, another challenger. And I'm like, I got one half of the medallion, fucker. I'm going to take the other half out of your dead ass. He was like, I'd like to see you try. And then he's like, will you fight me or or my challenges? And I'm like, I'm not afraid of you. And he was like, okay. And then the rest of the party had to fight the personification of all 7 challenges. Meanwhile, I ran up to Hercules and began kicking his ass.
Fuck Rust.
So one of my favorite parts of that battle was he tried to grapple me, and then I proceeded to somehow just
win grapple
and started hitting Hercules with his own fist. Because, I mean, when you have the opportunity to bully a god, who am I to refuse it?
I'm actually kind of sad that campaign died. There was a whole bunch of shit where I had to move, and then...
Yeah.
Now one of the players, I think, moved to Toronto or something? Michelle,
yeah.
Yeah, which kind of sucks. So the campaign is now well and truly dead.
Yeah, because 1/3 of the players are gone.
Yep. So the question remains, I still have all the character sheets and stuff. I'm considering reviving the campaign and picking up, like, Wes or something.
Oh, fuck
because
that.
Wes is super well known for building stupid characters with amazing hooks.
I'm sure he would get along great with the captain.
And Chris, the other player, has built, like, the mathematically perfect rogue. And he has an AC of, like, 35 or
Do we want to go try to get that one item or no?
Yeah, I'm willing to bet that was the key.
Yeah, that seems about right. Yeah, Chris has a habit,
Chris is a power gamer.
Yeah, I've tried to, like, subtly nudge him towards role-playing, like the time I got him to abandon his god. But, yeah, that was a different thing. Top one.
Yep.
But yeah, he is a power gamer. Unfortunate as it is. Oh fuck! You know who I ran into recently?
Who's that?
What's his name? He was in that very first campaign you did. The guy who mocked the wyvern and then got his character eaten.
Oh, Mike!
Yeah, I ran into him at Black Knight.
Oh my god, what? I haven't seen him since the campaign that he was that guy.
Go up the stairs. Yeah. So, for the folks who don't know, there's a term in online communities for a person who more or less is the most well, you know what? That's still a boon. Who's, like, the worst person at a table, and that is that guy. That guy is more or less just the personification of everything wrong in your campaign. That wasn't the key, it was the hyper potion.
Right, I'm an idiot.
So usually that guy will be like, we were playing a serious campaign, and that guy showed up with an anime protagonist. Or we were playing a lighthearted, fun superhero campaign. That guy showed up with Spawn.
A lot of times, that guy will play as the opposite gender and make it disgusting.
Yeah, that guy is
We'll bring his fetishes into the game.
Yeah.
We'll get
This
Cheeto
guy-
dust on everyone else's character sheets.
will do the thing that everyone tells him not to do because lol, it's funny.
We'll always quote unquote forget to bring pizza money.
Yeah. That guy uses prestidigitation to summon a 1 foot by 1 foot cube of shit instead of something useful. Anyway, this is opposite usually of this guy who always remembers to bring his pizza money and will always provide the players with the dice in case they forgot their own bag.
Yeah, he's
or a
that-
pencil sharpener so that their character sheet can constantly be mended as needed.
Yeah, you want as many that guys, or you want as many this guys and as few that guys as possible.
Oh man, yeah. In the campaign, he, I remember too. The reason I wound up being furious with him was in the first campaign. My character was a how do you call it? Cavalier, and I had built him to be a fairly solid cavalier actually. But my big thing was that my character, insofar as fighters went, had a hilariously high intelligence. And this would translate into me being a strategic genius on horseback. And I proceeded to have successfully written up a near-perfect attack plan on a base that went flawlessly to the point where the party didn't receive a single point of damage, and we had completely cleared it of all obstacles. That guy then proceeded to antagonize a chained-up beast, make it so riled up that it escaped its chains, ate him alive, and we were only able to get half the loot.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. They managed to like cut everyone off from being able to actually. I'm getting rid of sleep powder. It's cursed.
It is cursed. Yeah, like, we had successfully locked and barred every single enemy inside their own fortifications.
Except for the ones who died inside their own burning buildings.
No, see, they were all locked inside. The ones who weren't locked inside were executed on the walls so they couldn't raise the alarm. We then proceeded to burn every house to the ground, be left with nothing but the loot shed, which we were in the process of my character, because being a fighter lets you pick a skill in just any handy thing, my character decided woodworking. Which everyone was like, well, why would you need woodworking? I proceeded to take apart some of the destroyed buildings and make several sleds with which to take the loot with us on the many horses we had rented.
Yeah, woodworking, blacksmithing, and there's a couple others. Are basically the go-tos.
And it was like, yeah, see, I took woodworking so that I could make us loot delivery systems.
Yeah,
and everything
it's also
was going
really
fine.
good for, like, I think Jay knows at this point that I like to sometimes do, like, siege missions, where you're either besieging or getting besieged in a town.
And making fortifications is usually a good way to stop that dead in the tracks. Oh good, he's weak. But yeah, so I took useful skills and everything was going great. A lot of us were dividing up the rare loot. A bunch of our peons were loading up the sleds. Then he went and antagonized a dragon.
He went and antagonized a wyvern, but yeah, basically.
A bitch dragon.
Yeah. A dragon's, like, malformed cousin.
And anyway, he got eaten, and there was a certain point where we were literally grappling with it to get him out of the wyvern's mouth, and I was like, wait, why are we doing this? And I just let it eat. My character, who was the only person on our side of the tug-of-war with strength worth a damn, was like, I let go of the rope and I'm going back to the loot and leaving. So then we pretty much hightailed it out of there while the wyvern was chewing on. In the meantime, we had made friends with the manticore that was chained up, burst that out and let it fight the wyvern while we ran for dear lives. We only got half the loot, and I don't think we ever found out who won that fight.
No, you never did. It would have been the wyvern, though.
Yeah, probably.
This was...
Oh, wait, go back. It was an item.
I don't know if we talked about it, but this was the campaign where I basically predicted Trump.
Go up. Left.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that's fair. Hey, might as well use it.
Yeah, I don't have the space. But yeah, basically the whole thing with the
Yeah, so we were stealing iron for an iron mogul who literally wanted to raise the price of iron by having it stolen out of the national reserve.
No, what he was doing was that he wanted to basically what he was doing is he was an industrialist who dealt in weapons, and what he was doing was he was having you take iron from another country that he was going to
spur a war with.
That he was going to spur a war with. The whole deal was that he was trying to accumulate political power, become in charge of his city-state, declare war on the neighboring city-state, have all their weapons be gone when they needed to actually use them, as well as a whole bunch of their high-ranking officers, take it over, and then use that inventory and his new political power in order to make things real easy for him and his weapons business.
Yeah, more or less. I also remember that guy's second character. Oh! Wait, we already have that one, I think.
Do we? Yeah, I think this is Razorwind that Alpha Bravo has.
Yeah, I think so.
Yup.
Yeah, that figures. We paid for that. Well, I think you can give it to someone else, I guess.
Yeah, but why would I want to?
Yeah, that's true. It's not that great.
It's like 60 damage and it takes 2 turns.
No, it just takes 1 turn. You give up priority. Because it goes the turn it activates, but like your priority is spent making the whirlwind that does the damage, which doesn't count as flying. It's really stupid.
But yeah, basically you guys did a whole bunch of missions for this dude that basically made him the hero of all the outlying suburbs of this.
Then we cut and run before that war happened, because I was like, I'm getting tired of this place.
Yeah.
And then we went to the desert where that guy's new character got bitten by a were-tiger, and I was the only one who passed the intelligence test to point out that that were-tiger was the only one standing on 2 legs. And everything else in that cave was just a regular tiger.
Yeah.
With scraps of clothes everywhere, and I'm like, yeah, you're not going to turn into a were-tiger. You might want to get that cured, dumbass. He was not a smart man. Was it the same campaign where I missed a single session and those, Chris and someone else freed a werewolf from a prison?
Yes. No, that was a different campaign. They freed a werewolf from the prison and one of them got infected.
Yeah. And then they became a werewolf. Oh, yeah,
although
right.
she got infected on purpose.
Yeah. Now I remember. Because I remember at the final fight, she peopled elbow in werewolf mode off the top of the reverse fortress I built and shattered a bone devil.
Yeah, pro tip. Turns out that if you are a were creature and can't take damage from non-magical sources, that includes gravity.
Mm-hmm.
So you can fall from as high as you want and still take no damage from it. And by reverse fortress, what Jay means is that there was essentially a magical portal that led to a horrifying dungeon, and monsters were coming out of it at the end of the campaign instead of adventurers going into it. So in the time it took for that thing to get ready to set
Rev
shit up, Jay, because he always takes fucking woodworking.
Because it always helps.
Because it's always a good skill. As well as a few other people in this ramshackle town that was built around this dungeon that was previously just shitting out money. Basically scrapped everything in the town in order to build...
Scuttled an entire town.
In order to build an inward-facing fortress of,
ramparts, walls, gun lines, your perfect defensible structure.
Where the fuck is the key?
I don't know. It must be in one of the mazes. Because we can't go through... Yeah, it has to be in one of the mazes, and we've just been,
dancing around it?
Yeah, pretty much. Because, we've explored everything over here. Unless it's in one of those trees, but I really doubt it.
They wouldn't put it in a tree, would they?
I sincerely hope not. They, you know what? No, they wouldn't put a critical item in there. But yeah, we'll see you next time, folks.
Bye, everybody.